Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the Hand Toolery. I'm Andrew Malacy, and recently I picked up a new blade for my Stanley number 5. I love it. It was pretty cheap, but that left this blade here without any, I don't know, any plane to go in. And considering how little is left on the actual iron itself, and considering the fact that it's got quite a bit of pitting on the back and it never really gave me the finish I wanted, which is why I bought the new iron, I just thought maybe I would turn it into a scrub plane iron that I can put between my 5 or my 4, whatever I want, because it'll fit in either of those, in my 5 or 4. So what I'm going to do today is show you how I'm going to take this plane blade and turn it into a scrub plane blade without using any power tools. So here we go. Believe it or not, this isn't a terribly hard or complicated process. I'm going to start by popping up one of my dog holes here, and I'm just going to place this around 8 inches on my ruler here. And I've got a piece of fishing twine, and I just put a loop in the end of it. And basically I want to put an 8-inch radius across the front of the iron here. So I'm going to put the front of the iron level with the end of my ruler, and like I said, I got the ruler about at 8 inches marked up with my dog hole here. I've got a Sharpie with a fine point, and basically all I'm going to do is hook this piece of fishing twine around this. We don't need the ruler anymore once we have our plane in place, our plane iron in place, and I'm just going to grab it right there and put the tip right on the very edge of the plane and the plane iron, and then just go ahead and make a semicircle. There you go. That's the radius it gave me, which I think is a pretty good one. Now I'm just going to take it over to some sandpaper and sand down to the line. That's really all it's going to be. At this point, I've just chalked up a piece of sandpaper on a flat piece of wood in my vise, and I know this is going to be just awful to watch, but I'm going to take this and just stand it straight up and sand down to those lines as accurately as possible. And then after that, I'm going to put a back bevel on it, or I'm going to put a bevel on it here. So if you can sand with the bevel, that's fine, but it'll actually go much faster to get down the line if you do that first. Now I'm just concentrating on the sides. It's doing some quick work, so you'll see. Getting close already. Once you're feeling pretty good about the profile, I'm feeling pretty good. That looks rounded. It's not a really dramatic one, but you know, if you're doing this by hand, you don't want to take it too dramatically because it'll be a lot more work. I think that'll take off a more substantive chunk of wood whenever I'm using it as like a 4-plane or a scrub plane. Now that I'm done working on the curvature and the profile, I'm going to work on the actual edge, the cutting edge. One thing you want to make sure you're doing is you're not dragging the edge first. You want to be pushing that edge and dragging the other edge because you'll be digging into the sandpaper. So you want to drag the back one away from you and push the one towards you. One of the positives of this method is you can sense the blade getting a little bit warm, and then you can either stop, but honestly, I don't think you're going to get it so hot you're going to remove the temper on it, or the hardening. So, I mean, it's warm to the touch, but it's not hot at all. Unlike a grinder, you have to keep dipping it in water. I can feel a little burr forming on the front here, which is great. The edge still has a little bit to go on both sides, but my burr is about, I don't know, reaches this whole portion right here. One of the reasons why I'm still continuing on with the sandpaper is because of all the scraping and scratching I'm doing and the pressure I'm putting on it. I don't want to do that to my diamond stones, so I don't want to actually take this to the diamond stone until I've got the edge established on it. All right, so again, there's the profile. It's got a slight curve on it. There's the new bevel, which you can see definitely follows the curve. So I'm going to take it over to the diamond stone and put a final bevel, put a final sharpening on it. But the bevel is all the way out to here on both sides. All right, I've got the burr all the way out to here on both sides. This isn't quite sharp, no big deal. I'm going to get there eventually. It's not going to be doing much cutting initially anyways. So clean this up, make sure there's no sandpaper on it so we don't damage our stones. This is my coarse stone. If you've ever sharpened a knife or an axe before, it feels just like that. You're going back and forth, trying to rock it onto either side, cover the whole bevel evenly. I do feel the burr. I'm going to keep going a little bit more. Yeah, it's a good burr. Onto my fine stone. So a quick tip for you is don't concentrate your fingers in the middle. You'll have a tendency to wear it down. So concentrate your fingers on the side, rocking it back and forth. Don't let it stay on the middle very long. It's better to have too much of a camber in a lot of cases than to have too little, because then you're just taking it back to flat. I'm going to check it with a square. See if I have an even looking arc on it. To me that looks even, but I don't think you're seeing it very well. So now I'm going to strop it. Well, that's that. Let me switch out the blades real quick here. All right, so I put this nice piece of walnut in the tail vise here. You shouldn't have to worry too much about lateral adjustment. All right, here we go. First cuts with our new iron. I can probably advance it more. Let's take this back edge off. Ooh, listen to that heavy cut. Look at these. See, this is all the wider the chips we're pulling off. That means that our cutter is only engaging at the very middle or the tip of it. I don't know if you can see right here. I can feel undulations here. I can see lines where it's not cutting. So it's definitely doing its job. Let me go like this. Wow, honestly, this is miraculous of a difference. How much better it is to cut with the scrub plane iron than because I've always done stock preparation with just the regular iron. I'm really enjoying this. This is not bad at all. This is looking really nice. I'm going to see how thick I can take a shaving. Whoa, that's a thick one. Oh, that really rips it out though. Got a big chunk of the back right there. Now you can definitely see what I was talking about. You see the lines right here on the board? That means our cutter is doing its job. It's only cutting in the middle, right in the center of the blade there, and it's able to remove a lot more stock that way. So our experiment's a success. Well, man, that was pretty fun, pretty quick too. It was much quicker than you think it'd be. Turn this nice number 5 jack plane into a dual all-purpose plane with this new blade, which is an excellent Wood River blade I got. And I've got now a scrub plane set up for it. Let me bring the blade closer and show you. Here's how it turned out, and you can really see just how much angle is on that blade now. So I'm going to keep this blade nice and protected. I'm going to keep most of the time this nice iron in it, but I didn't even have to move the frog, nothing. I just left it there because this blade is so much thicker that I had to push the frog back a little bit to fit it, plus open the mouth. And by virtue of that, this plane, which is the original iron, this plain iron, is now has a lot more room, and so the chips are able to escape much freely, the thick chips I'm taking. Again, the proof is in the chips here. So thanks for watching. I hope it's been enjoyable and useful, and maybe you can set up an extra plain blade that you get or have and convert one of your old irons into a scrub plane iron. Put it back in commission. This one here, like I said, was running out of life. It had a lot of pitting on the back, and I bought a new iron to replace it, and so now it's back in action, and I couldn't be happier. So thanks. Have a great day.